Hello everyone, sorry for the lack of intro today. I've got a little bit of a cold and I'm currently doing this sat in my pyjamas, and I thought I'd spare you all that horrible view. Today is going to be the next 8 fixtures of the Championship season. As you can tell, we start off in a very decent position, second to Sheffield United, who are currently 6 points clear, but we will actually be playing them today at Bramall Lane, looking to make up for that 5-0 defeat from earlier on the season. We're 7 points clear of Bournemouth as well, so a nice gap between us and the playoff places. I'm hoping that we can get promoted, and that's what I'm expecting, to be honest, from here on in, but nothing's ever safe. First game of the day then is against Barnsley. You can tell I'm giving Archie Gray a few more starts because he's been a bit disappointed with his game time recently. And as you would expect, Barnsley kind of struggling a little bit in the league, and we really went from them from the off, to be fair here. Siine playing really well and taking back Alcaraz, and a wonderful save from the goalkeeper there to keep the score at 0-0 on the 22nd minute. And then we actually score from a corner, which might be the first time I think that's ever happened. We aren't usually very good from corners, but for a change, we actually did manage to finally get one from Zimmerman. He's a tall lad, so I'm not particularly surprised that if we were going to get one, he would be involved in it in some way. You can tell here we had a really good start. We're all over him, just couldn't quite make the chances count. And then we did finally manage to tuck one away there with Alcaraz. Thank God for that. Zimmerman here on the ball again in the second half. It's a lovely ball into Siine. He finds Mattis Tell. I'm not going to lie, a little bit of a spoiler ahead of time here, but Mattis Tell is absolutely on fire in today's episode. 3-0, and with only 1 minute of extra time to go, Udrago releases Tell, who then releases Siine, and he makes it 4-0. A lovely start to the episode, and more importantly, Sheffield United lost as well, so we actually went 3 points behind them. Now, if you remember earlier on the season, I touched on later, they gave me a bit of a spanking to Sheffield United, a 5-0 win, so I was really looking to make up for this, and we had a really good chance that if Siene's touch had been slightly better in what was a very tense first half. 0-0 at the break, and unfortunately, straight off the bat, at the start of the second half, Etienne Green makes a little bit of a fumble there to give Sheffield United the lead. He had a horror game in the first game against Sheffield United as well, and sadly, he wasn't going to do much better today. Not much he could do about that one as Flynn Downs made it 2-0. They were just a little bit better. So not Flynn Downs, Tom Davies, the guy with the worst hair in football. Sorry, Tom, if you were watching. I don't know why you would be. And yeah, they made it 3. And that's all I'm going to tell you there. It was a shocking performance, and they are just that level above me. I can't really do a lot about them, to be honest. They just have the wood on me, and I just can't do anything about it. We were looking to bounce back against Derby, really, because I didn't want to have a really poor run of form towards the end of the season, especially when we've done so well. And Mattis Tell gets us off to a decent start with a lovely 1-0 finish to make it 1-0. After that, Derby played quite well and managed to get an equaliser just before half-time, as you would normally expect, because it's me and I can't keep clean sheets, as we've established. Fortunately, it wouldn't be long before we kind of got ourselves back in the front. Tell there with a lovely ball. I really like the ball from Chalobah, the way he sped up the play with a first-time pass into them. And straight from the kickoff, Siine robs the defender here and goes through on goal. And you know what happens with Siine. Usually when he goes through on goal, there's only one real result after that. And speaking of results, it was 3-1 there. Very comfortable. Next up was Bolton away. Another team sort of struggling a little bit. Obviously came up from the division below the year before. I was really hoping to kind of put a bit of a run of form together, because I'm a little bit disappointed with my performance against Sheffield United. They are a really decent team. There's no getting around it at this level. They are very good, but I just expect better of myself. And Alcaraz with a lovely little turn and supply there into Mistel, who had a really good finish. We put us 1-0 up, but as usual here, I just concede another stupid goal. It's really good football, to be fair, but I get worked around really easily when they go down the width a little bit. I'm not sure, again, if the fullbacks are going to cope, really. I think Laird is good, but that left-hand side is a little bit troubling. There's a lot of goals that come down there from Pickering not being able to deal with passes inside him and with one-on-ones. Fortunately, Zimmerman made it 2-1 with a lovely right-footed finish curl into the top corner. That's a sensational ball into Tell, who made it 3 just after half-time. And we really did punish Bolton a little bit and put them to the sword here a little bit. I was a bit angry, you could tell during this recording session, with how I'd been playing. Unfortunately for Bolton, I was sort of taken out on them, really. As Tell made it 4. A bit lucky, really. It wasn't a great finish, and the goalkeeper had weak hands, weak wrists. We all know how to fix that. And weak wrists, and palmed it into his own net, which wasn't great. Sammy Smollett's got a rare goal after he came on as well. Really, really pleased for him. Obviously, in real life, has made a move over to Ipswich, so all the best to him there. Blackburn also doing very well, it appears, in real life as well, although I think they lost to Norwich today in the league. I was watching, I was keeping tabs on it. I always like doing that now. Whenever I have a career mode with a team, I then like to see how they're getting on in real life. And obviously, a bit of a disappointing year last year for Blackburn, but this year, looks like they've made a really, really good start. Speaking of good starts, Bella Kotchap there scored from yet another corner, so 2 corner goals in this episode. You've been treated, viewers, as we took on Birmingham down at St Andrews. But, you know, in the last 3 games, every single game has gone to 1-1. That was no different here. And as usual, though, we made up for it straight away. Tell, lovely ball into Siine. That touch, the way he rolls it away from the defender, I absolutely love. And even before our time, Tell put Siine in again here, and obviously went for a goal. You know what happens there. 3-1 before the end of the first half. I was really, really frustrated by the lack of clean sheets. Obviously, we had that brilliant part of the season earlier this year where we just kept clean sheets for fun, and now I've just not been able to do it for what feels like about 2 or 3 months worth of game. It's been really disappointing. This is actually one of my favourite goals from the team, by the way. Just this sheer amount of passing in that. It must have been at least 12 passes or so, and a great finish from Tell. That made it 4-1. Alcaraz here with a lovely ball into Mendoza, who came off the bench as well. Lovely bit of play from him here. He just teased it back. Zimmerman again. I believe that's his 18th goal of the season. Really, really impressive first debut season for him. I'm sure if we do make the jump up to the Premiership, that he's going to be able to cope with it. And the last kick of the game actually was a resulting goal for Birmingham. Couldn't really dispute it. Good finish. I'm not too disappointed with Etienne Green in that one, really. What is surprising, though, Sheffield United had a little bit of a wobble towards the end of the season here, and now we're only 1 point behind them with 9 games of the season to go. It was very strange, because I didn't think that they would have that much of a wobble, but they really have seemed to not put it together. And had a bit of a bad run of form, despite beating us, obviously, earlier in the episode. Next up was Plymouth. You can always see that we went 1-0 ahead there. Tell getting a couple of goals already, and he's nearing the 40-goal mark for the season now, which is nuts. Siine there, again, another one for Zimmerman. Those 3 have basically kind of kept us going in terms of goals throughout the season. A comfortable 3-0 win away from home. And finally, a clean sheet, which was something I was so happy to have. And speaking of Norwich, obviously in real life, we played Blackburn earlier today. We played them actually in this episode as well. Josh Sargent putting them ahead in 1 minute. Not gonna lie, this is quite hard viewing if you're a Blackburn fan, if I'm honest. That's offside, but apparently it wasn't given. Very, very disappointed. But we were 2-0 down within 15 minutes. I really struggled against Norwich, and I always have done on FIFA, to be fair. Especially in this save. My record against them isn't very good, I don't think. I think I struggled against them last season as well. So, very frustrating. But fortunately, Alcaraz, just before the half an hour mark, goes for a goal. Lovely left-footed finish. Puts us back within the game. And that would be it at half-time. And obviously, tried to get the boys in, give them a bit of a dressing down. Not like that. Keep it PG, everyone. But tried to basically tell them, I'm not happy. If it was FM, I would have thrown the water bottle. And it seemed to have the complete adverse effect on Etienne Green, who somehow let that shot from Josh Sargent go through him. I was not pleased, as you can imagine. There were a few swear words that came in. But, yet again, we bounced back so well. Ethan Laird here on the ball, making a brilliant run to the box. Great hold-up play from him. Back to Tell. Wonderful finish. That right-hand channel finish is just something else, I have to say. I've got a really good way of finishing that. Usually when we're in that position, I'd like to think it usually ends up only one way. I don't talk about my defending there, as Norwich made it 4-2. just really bad. I had a bad day at the office at the back. Josh Sargent tore me to shreds, and he even won a penalty there off of Harry Pickering. Don't ask what he was doing. I have absolutely no idea. And this guy, Kriazan, stepped up yet again and made it 5. So that's the second time this season I've conceded 5 goals. Not good enough, really, and it was a bit of a shock to the system. So 2 defeats in today's episode at that point has made it really, really difficult now to kind of keep up with Sheffield United. We had a chance to overtake them, or at least put some pressure on, and we failed miserably. Next up as well wasn't going to get much easier, because we were away at the Fitness, or the Vitality Stadium to take on Bournemouth, and they made it 1-0 through Danigo Tara, which I was thinking, this is going to be difficult. Goldie makes a really good save there. Still Neto, who's a brilliant keeper. I mean, Neto playing in the Championship is a bit of a cheat in itself, to be honest. And we were so threatening from corners today. Another really good effort there. Neto keeping us at bay. We respond really well to going behind in games. It's just, I just wish we just didn't have to worry about it. Better catch up there with the great ball through to Zimmerman. Usual cutback. And there is your main man, Siine, to finish it off. Him and Tell have basically kept us in it this year, haven't they, really? Without their goals, I have no idea where we would be. Ethan Laird as well has been a great signing. He does really well there to get away from Utara into Lokonga, who finds Alcaraz into Siine. Siine, this is a lovely ball here. Just into Harry Pickering. Pickering back to Alcaraz. He manages to sort of tee it to Zimmerman, and that's a brilliant first time left-footed finish. Just curls it into the corner to put us 2-1 up in the game that really kind of put us in the position, obviously, of making sure we would get automatic promotion. Bournemouth the third, don't forget. So this was always going to be one of the hardest games in the run-in, along with Sheffield United, but we managed to negotiate it quite well as Siine made it 3-1. Bournemouth did come in the last, in the last few minutes, though, as Kouame tees up one of their players there, and we managed to hit the post in the last second of the game, but managed to hold on to a well-deserved 3-2 win. Very, very difficult, and you can tell it's all to play for, with only 6 fixtures of the season. Therefore, 1 point behind Sheffield United. Luton Town now are in third, 8 points behind us. Bournemouth back, 10 points behind us. So I'd like to think that automatic promotion is secured, but I am playing Preston the next game. We all know I don't have a very good record against them. But what I would say is that we're playing some really good football. If I can keep clean sheets, we will be okay. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Of course you have. You know what to do. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until I see you again, take care of yourselves and stay cool. Bye.